One early morning in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I visited the Red Sand, a famous place because of its vast sandy area, which looks color red from afar. What did I see in there? Well, from this shot, nothing. But if we take a closer look, we might be able to find something. What is a desert? Desert covers more than one-fifth of the Earth's land area. It is an area that receives less than 10 inches of rain per year. Imagine 10 inches on your ruler is just this. No wonder the land is dry and almost lifeless. There are four types of deserts. Coastal deserts occur near large bodies of water, naturally as a result of the rain-shadow effect from the surrounding mountains, while the cold winter or the semi-arid are regions which receive 10 to 20 inches of rain per year. Because of the difference in the amount of rain it receives, they have little more vegetation. Polar deserts are found in the Arctic and the Antarctic regions. And subtropical, this is commonly the people's idea of what a desert should look and feel like. And this is exactly what we have in the Red Sand. This type of desert is too hot for many plants and animals to handle. The impact is that the number of animals and plants is limited, as well as the size of their population. However, if you will look closely, you can find that life is still possible in this type of area, no matter how dry it is. So I will present 3 living systems in this area. I found desert plants, camel herds, ant colony. Desert plants. The plants in the hot and dry deserts are mostly low shrubs and short woody trees. They have to adjust to having less water, so they are sparse and often close to the ground. Like the other plants, they follow the same life cycle. They grow from seeds and become a plant suitable to live in this type of environment. So unlike the common plants that we know, you can notice from desert plants the absence of leaves, or sometimes they have thorns in place of leaves, or the greatly reduced leaf size to eliminate the loss of water to the air. These plants also have waxy smooth skin as their stems and trunks, serving to both produce food and seal in moisture and water. Like other plants, they also use chlorophyll to conduct photosynthesis for the manufacture of food. Plants use the sun's energy with water and carbon dioxide to produce glucose. They use the glucose to produce carbohydrates, proteins, and fats required for reproduction and growth, drawing nourishment from the soil's nutrients. So how these plants influence or affect the survival of the other system? As a primary producer, it becomes food for the desert animals and also become home for the insects, in this case, for ants. Let's go to desert ants. Insects like the ants are considered by nature as the recyclers, the reworkers, and the designers. They grow from being a queen's egg and become a soil worker. Like the other insects, the ants' bodies have 3 parts: a distinct head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Their long legs help them survive in the desert by helping them climb on rocks and dead vegetation above the hot sand. For their adaptation, ants nest in the underground as it is cooler and more humid. They rely on plant seed for food and water. To avoid too much heat, they search for food during the morning hours before it got too hot for them to exit their nest. How ants influence or affect the survival of the other system? While digging their nests, they help aerate the soil, which allow moisture to get to the roots of plants. The leaves and insects they bring into their nests decay and fertilize the surrounding plants. Ants act as decomposers when they feed on organic waste, like insects or other dead animals. They also help in pollinating flowers and distribute plant seeds while gathering food. Lastly, ants can also be the source of food for other insects and animals. Okay, so let's go to camel. Desert animals have ways to help them keep cool and use less water. When we think of a desert animal, the first thing that comes to our mind is the camel. Camels are born after a gestation period of 13 to 15 months. Camel's hump stores up to 80 pounds of fat, which they can break down into water and energy when supply is not available. Camels surprisingly can survive up to 6 months without food or water. Anyhow, a very thirsty camel can drink 30 gallons of water in few minutes. Camels are also physically equipped to protect themselves during sandstorms. They have bushy eyebrows and 2 rows of long eyelashes to protect their eyes. They can keep their nostrils closed to keep sand away. They also have hairs in the opening of their ear to help stop blowing sand from filling up their ears. They have thick lips which allow them to eat thorny plants, which is totally impossible for other animals. The camel has long legs that helps to keep their bodies away from the hot ground. Their flat feet help them navigate the rough, rocky terrain and prevent their feet from sinking into the sand. How camels influence or affect the survival of the other system? Camels exhale carbon dioxide that can be used by desert plants. Their droppings can also be used as fertilizer for the plants. I hope you learned a thing or two. Thank you for watching.